Hey, my YouTube friends! Happy New Year to you. I wish you all a happy and healthy New Year in 2020. So, today's show, we're going to call it, since it's a new year, Questions from the Truck. Number 1. We're going to see how we go. See if we can get to, 50, 52 this year. So, first off, I'd like to say thanks for lower my scanner. Thanks for your questions and your comments. I appreciate it. If you have a question, whether it's model railroad related, woodworking related, railroad related, I'll try to get you an answer. So, without further ado, let's start the show. First up, I'm going to do some shout-outs real quick. My first shout-out, James Tedesco. He's doing a 200 sub contest, and he's at 165. Jim puts out awesome videos. Go check him out and subscribe to him if you haven't. Let's get a contest going. Next up, Rick Bailey. Rick is new to making videos, and man, he's like pumping them out. He's on a roll. He does awesome videos, great tutorials. He's at 102. Let's get him up to, 5,000. Real wicked Canadian. We all know him as Toyman 2448 Ron. Okay, Ron started a new channel. He's at 208. Go subscribe to him. Go support him. Ron does great stuff. Next up, R.J.R. You guys probably don't know him, but you've probably seen him in Sparky 107's videos, or you've probably seen Sparky in his video. You will see Sparky in his video, because I'm going to put a link to it below. But RJ, he does railroad videos, abandoned railroad videos, abandoned place videos, a little bit of everything. He's got his latest videos from Steamtown, Railfest. I'll put a link. Check him out. He's at 113. Go subscribe to him. He does awesome videos. Really good content. Really good, thoughtful editing. Good job. Let's start with some questions. My first one's from Drew Steele 69. You know him. You love him. He puts awesome videos out. If you don't sub to him, you better. So Drew's question is, other than ballasting your tracks, would you also weather or paint the sides of the rails? And Drew does N scale. So my thoughts on this are, N scale's so tiny, you got to be really close to see detail like that. You see my detail? So I don't know, man, from 6 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet away, can you really say it? You have to answer that. You guys let them know what you think below. My next question is from BFU. Thank you for your question. It's woodworking related. So he would like to know how to make a solid wood sphere 7 inches. Well, 7-inch solid wood sphere. Without a lathe. Man, that's tough. Because even with a lathe, unless you have this jig that holds your tool, you're going to be hard-pressed to get it perfect. I have a lathe, and yeah, I don't think I would try to turn one and expect it to be perfect, because you need something that's going to hold your tool steady. So not only is the rest holding it, or the lathe holding it between centers, you need something to hold that tool at a constant angle and place to make that arc, okay? So the only thing that I can think of, and I don't condone doing it, would be to make up a jig for your table saw and have it rotate and slowly nibble away at that sphere. You're going to have to do a lot of sanding. I don't condone this just because it would be really hard to hold that whole assembly steady. If you can think a way to do that, it might work. Other than that, yeah, I have nothing. Maybe somebody else does out there. Thanks for your question, and I'm sorry it's probably not the answer that you want or we're looking for. So my next one goes to, next question is also wood related. It's Joey Buczek. Joey's question is, he's looking for an affordable mobile bandsaw. So my thoughts on this are, I kind of know what you're doing, sort of. I know you want to do some resawing of 8/4 material. For you guys that don't know, 8/4 material is material that's 2 inches thick. Okay, so to do that, you need some good horsepower, a good blade, and my suggestion is a good 14-inch saw, bandsaw. A good brand to look for is Grizzly. That would probably be my first economical choice. Affordable, okay? Second would be, you could go from least expensive to most expensive here. Grizzly, Jet, Rikon, Powermatic, Laguna. Probably $1,200 at this end, $650 at this end. Something that you need to take into account, resaw capacity. Resaw capacity is the area between the tabletop and the top head bottom. That's what fits between those areas. So something that has a 6-inch resaw capacity isn't going to fit something material wise that's 8 inches tall. So that's your limit, okay? If you think you're going to be resawing material that's 10 inches tall, width doesn't matter to a point. But you're going to be in these machines that are in the neighborhood of $1,000, $800. Rikon has a machine now. It's like $899. I think Woodcraft has it on sale. It's a good machine. Horsepower, 1.5 horsepower is minimum. Don't get no little 1 horsepower machine. It's going to struggle cutting that thick material. 1.5, 2 horsepower is minimum. And I don't know what your budget is. Like I said, $600, $650 is a new machine, and it's going to have some limits to it. So I'm going to put some links to Grizzly below, and you can look around, see what they have, get a little educated. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try to help you as best I can. Blade wise, there's Timberwolf is a good blade. I think York, Lennox, and there's a bunch of other blades. High speed steel is probably going to be your most affordable. Blades for a machine like that could be as cheap as $8 and as expensive as $30. If you get into carbide blades, they could be $140, $120. Carbide you can resharpen. The others I wouldn't waste my time resharpening. Talking about resawing, blade width, little 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch blades. I wouldn't run an 1/8 inch blade, but a 1/4 inch blade width wise is going to let you do curves and all kinds of tight radiuses. The wider your blade, the less radius work you'll be able to do, but the better resawing you will do because the blade has more guide to it, if you can understand that. There's more width to guide your wood through the fence. Fences. If you're doing resaw, you want a saw that has a resaw fence. If you're going to say, like, if you were to look at that $600, $650 entry level 14-inch Grizzly bandsaw, it doesn't have a resaw fence. You need a resaw fence. So, a resaw fence might be another $125. So you might be in that next level bandsaw. I would check out, if you're not opposed to buying used, I would check out Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. You can find some great deals on there. I bought my big bandsaw used. It's a great bandsaw. It works great. 14-inch is pretty mobility. It's pretty good mobility-wise. You can move it around your shop pretty easy if you put it on a mobile base. I think I pretty much covered everything there. Like I said, if you have any questions, Joe, just ask if you need any follow-ups. Hey, I appreciate you guys and gals out there. Thanks for your comments and questions. As always, subscribe, like those channels, and subscribe to those other channels I mentioned earlier. And God bless. Until the next time, see ya!